Greetings, mere mortals, and welcome to Half the Battle. October is Monster Month since I've taken over. What's that? There are no monsters in G.I. Joe? It's all soldiers fighting terrorists? Oh, my sweet summer child. I have such sights to show you. Today, we're talking about zombies. Next to vampires, they're the world's most favorite dead thing that just won't stay dead. Well, that and disco.
In 1992, zombies invaded the G.I. Joe line. And not just ordinary zombies, but Toxo-Zombies. This figure has all half-original body parts. I don't mean that half his parts are original and half taken from other figures. I mean that they retooled, not just repainted, most of his parts from a previous figure. So, he's both a zombie and a Frankenstein.
I don't care that Frankenstein was the name of the creator.
This guy is a complete retool of that Toxo Viper toy that came out the year before. One of the hands and feet has been horribly mutated. His breastplate has holes and cracks in it, and even his waist is damaged. He even has a chunk of his ass missing. The best part, though? That's the helmet. His cracked face shield has a part missing, revealing a hideous mutated face. Toxo Vipers and Toxo Zombies were part of the Eco Warrior subline. So, like all figures from that set, they change color when sprayed with water. The bad thing about that is, after enough time, the change becomes permanent. But in case of that Toxo Viper, I don't mind at all. Water-damaged figures add a sort of unofficial middle stage between Viper and Zombie for added effect. You can see a regular Toxo Viper decay to the point of no return. And then there's nothing left but an angry, terrifying monster. An angry, terrifying monster that's pink and bright green.
Yeah, I can't overlook that.
The only zombie in the original G.I. Joe line, and they give him this color scheme. As both a fan of subdued coloring and as a horror fan, I am disappointed.
No monster in bright, happy colors is ever scary.
And when you're down here with me,
You float down! I stand corrected.
This gets worse when you look at the card art. Here, it is clear that they were basing the design of the original color scheme of the Toxo Viper. But the figure ended up looking like this bright monstrosity. I'm just gonna ignore the accessories when it comes to this guy. I mean, it's a figure stand and a water cannon. Well, I say water cannon. It's a mini water pistol with just one charge for the kids to use. How terrifying. And yeah, that's what zombies use, right?
What? You don't remember all those scenes in The Walking Dead where the zombies are running around with super soakers?
The Toxo-Zombie didn't really get his due until this year, when another version of the character was made, exclusively for the 2014 G.I. Joe convention in Dallas. This version is closely based on the color scheme of the Toxo Viper, and looks, leaps, and bounds better. Of course, it's a convention exclusive, so good luck finding one.
And if you do, it'll cost you an arm and a leg. Literally, maybe.
As far as I can tell, Toxo-Zombies never showed up in the cartoon or in the comics, so we've only got the file card to go on. Toxo-Zombies seem to be the natural progression of what happens when you screw up in Cobra enough as a lowly trooper. You start off as, a Viper or something, and then you do something stupid and end up a Toxo Viper as punishment. The Toxo Vipers are known as the Leaky Suit Brigade, by the way, so that should tell you something. And if you don't improve, you become a permanent member of this happy little troop. Due to the leaky suits and the consequent exposure to all types of chemical, radioactive, and other waste, they get turned into zombies. Man, these Cobra guys really get the shaft when it comes to hazardous waste, getting turned into the living dead and all. Usually, rolling around in toxic waste gives you neat superpowers, or turns you into Ninja Turtles, or even gives you superpowers without turning you into a freak of nature. If you're in Cobra, though, yeah, you might as well work for the Umbrella Corporation. The file card goes on to say that the only traits of humanity they have left is a desire for useless personal goods and unhealthy food.
Wait, was that social commentary on a G.I. Joe file card about zombies? Yes! And actually, it's very appropriate!
Zombies have been used as a metaphor for mindless consumerism. That's why the godfather of zombies, George A. Romero, set parts of his 1978 zombie classic, Dawn of the Dead, in a shopping mall. It's nice to see a nod to this in the file card. They clearly did the research on this one. The 2014 convention file card takes out these references, though, and instead has an explanation of their zombification being due to Compound Z, an element that's probably based on the T-virus from Resident Evil. This card also states the zombies retain their combat skills and fighting speed, setting them further apart from the original. Yeah, the original Toxo-Zombie seems to be based on the traditional, slow-moving, mindless zombie type, while the 2014 one is the fast-moving, rage-fueled kind. A sign of the times, I suppose. There were a few more zombie figures in the newer G.I. Joe toy lines. The 2014 convention set also had a zombified Steel Brigade figure, and in 2011 there was even a Zombie Viper. But I can't say too much about them because they are pretty rare and hideously expensive when you do find them.
And Timur is far too much of a cheapskate to spring for them. No, seriously, you have no idea how much of a skinflint he is. I mean, he uses a bucket for a camera stand, for Christ's sake. Next to him, Scrooge McDuck is a bloody philanthropist.
So, that was the Toxo-Zombie. An interesting idea, to be sure. Shame about the pink and bright green.
Join me next week when we'll be diving deep, deep to see the horrors below.
Half the Battle is far from the only show that's going all out for Halloween. Check out these guys!
I mean, he uses a bucket for I'm sweating my ass off in here.